Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to share this one with you because, well, we're going to be doing a really fun exercise in perspective. Today, we're taking a look at something you've probably seen a million times, standard satellite imagery of North America. But we're going to analyze it through two radically different lenses. On one hand, we've got the hard, objective data of meteorology and traditional cartography. And on the other hand, we have this highly unique, esoteric interpretation that looks at those exact same cloud formations and sees, believe it or not, an ancient, fractured cosmic map. It's a fascinating look at how human perception works, so let's dive right in. So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with satellite cartography, followed by traditional versus cosmic interpretations. Then we'll cover identifying the gates, pinpointing our location in the Greenland Gate, and finally wrap it all up with the damaged gate theory. All right, Section 1, Satellite Cartography. Let's just ground ourselves in objective reality first. Just look at this comprehensive satellite view of Earth from space. The detail is incredible, right? We can clearly see the fixed physical landmasses of North America interacting with these incredibly dynamic, constantly changing weather systems swirling around in the atmosphere right above them. Let's break down the actual geographical features and meteorological patterns we're seeing here. Up north, Greenland is super prominent. It's just sitting there as this massive, solid white ice sheet. Over in the center east, you can clearly make out the Great Lakes, surrounded by that deep green vegetation stretching all the way down the eastern U.S. Out west, we've got the arid, kind of brownish regions of the Rocky Mountains and Mexico, framed by distinct coasts like the Baja California and Florida peninsulas. But here is the absolutely crucial scientific data point for our explainer today, the cloud density. Notice how the heavy atmospheric moisture is densely concentrated over the northernmost latitudes and the Pacific Northwest. It actually leaves the central and southern portions of the continent relatively clear. These sweeping bands of vapor and those distinct cyclonic swirls, especially the ones over the North Atlantic and off the northwest coast, these are the key meteorological phenomena that are about to get radically reinterpreted. Moving on to Section 2, Traditional versus Cosmic. This is where we start shifting our perspectives. Now, traditional cartography obviously understands these shapes as standard meteorological weather systems. We're talking physical landmasses, ice, water vapor, the usual stuff. But the source material introduces a completely alternative vision. In this interpretation, that national weather image isn't just clouds. Instead, it's viewed as an illustrated cosmic map, outlining these massive celestial bodies called gates right alongside designated danger zones. Okay, so just to make sure we're all entirely on the same page, let's define exactly what the source means by a gate or a formation. In the context of this specific theory, a gate refers to those exact satellite, cloud, and landmass shapes we just looked at, but they're viewed as massive celestial boundaries or markers within a grand cosmic map. It's really an exercise in pattern recognition, taking atmospheric phenomena and assigning them cosmic significance. Section 3, Identifying the Gates. Let's look at this cosmic architecture. Remember those distinct cyclonic swirls and sweeping bands of vapor we pointed out earlier? Well, the author reinterprets those very specific cloud concentrations as 5 distinct gates. If you trace the outlines of the vapor bands, a hidden architecture supposedly reveals itself, forming a perimeter of 5 completely separate gate structures positioned right around the central landmasses. We have a prominent formation overlapping the North Atlantic swirl, another one mirroring that heavy cloud density off the Pacific Northwest, a southern formation aligned with the long Caribbean cloud band, and then 2 more framing the eastern and western peripheries. Basically, it directly translates meteorological high-density zones into celestial borders. Section 4, the Greenland Gate. Time to pinpoint our location. According to the author's direct interpretation of this cosmic map, they state, quote, "We are inside one of the formations or gate closest to Greenland." So the author is using the satellite view as a literal "you are here" marker for our specific location within these celestial bodies. If you view it directly from above the North Pole, this massive white expanse of Greenland and the swirling atmospheric patterns around it aren't just Arctic geography anymore. Under this theory, they form the boundaries of the specific gate that houses our location. Out of all 5 gate structures positioned across this map, this particular formation closest to Greenland is exactly where we supposedly reside. Which brings us to Section 5, the damaged gate theory, and the mechanics of fracture. According to this interpretation, our Greenland Gate is actually located in the worst affected region of the entire cosmic map. The author lays out this 3-step mechanical failure for our location. Step 1, our gate is damaged and completely detached from its missing parts or regions.
Step 2, because of that attachment, one end of our gate is being actively pulled or attracted toward a so-called danger zone, while the other side is moving away from it. And step 3, this pulling effect causes our gate to become totally misaligned from the rest of the larger unaffected area of the cosmic map. Think of it, kind of using an everyday analogy. Imagine a massive tectonic plate. If a fault line suddenly fractures, that piece of the plate detaches from the mainland, right? And as magnetic or geological forces pull one end of that fractured plate toward a hazard zone, like say a magma vent, the entire piece slides out of place. It becomes completely misaligned from the rest of the stable continent. That is essentially what the author argues is happening to our gate on a cosmic scale, reading this chaotic movement directly into the swirling, detached shapes of the cloud cover over the Arctic.
So what does this all mean? It brings us to a really fascinating final thought for this explainer. When we look at these stunning satellite images of North America, are we strictly looking at simple, scientifically explainable weather patterns? Just ice, vegetation, and cyclonic vapor? Or does this theory highlight how our human perception naturally seeks out profound meaning, borders, and even grand cosmic narratives within the chaotic, swirling canvases of the clouds? It's honestly a brilliant reminder of how two people can look at the exact same data and walk away with entirely different realities. What do you see when you look at the map? Thank you so much for joining me to explore this today, and as always, keep questioning the world around you.